You guys always get to watch me do this. Must be so exciting. All right, I'm going to cover some basics tonight for the back escapes. For back escapes, because escaping the back can be simple, and that's going to be our focus today. Is our more simple escapes, some old school stuff, some tried and true. I think I've never said that slowly. Okay, but there it is. All right. Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu class. So for me, for you, class is how to sort of practice and think on your own about techniques. It has to be right now, right? The Monday brain dump is, and you'll hear me say this a lot during class, reference back to the Monday brain dump, because that's when I, like last week, I got together with Brad and we shot like what was a list of moves that I put a lot of thought into, like, hey, what are all the things I would want you guys to know from this position? So that's what I'm doing here, is talking about how you can think and practice solo around back escapes as taught in the Monday brain dump. So please check that out if you didn't yet. And I want to start with one of our most basic things to know from the back. And this is probably the back escape that I use the most. I don't know if it's a move or a concept, but it suffices as a move for me so much of the time. And I don't know if it's because mostly I'm rolling with students, but I mean, as far as I can remember, rolling with Brad, rolling with other teachers at Globetrotters camps and stuff, I keep it very simple. And I have a very favorite way to deal with somebody on my back. And it's the first one I'm going to show, but I'm telling you right now, it's the one I use the most. It's probably the most potent thing you could do or know from the back. And it's this, bear in your yard idea, right? I always say that. And then Liam, who's our student who works for DEP and actually deals with bears, tells me it's not the right advice. So I'm not giving you bear advice. I'm giving you hopefully memorable back escape advice when I talk about bear in your yard. Okay, so if I'm on somebody's back, I have my hooks in and not yet a choke, and I start to go to put in a choke. That's not always how we get to the back. A lot of times the harness is there first, and then people work their hooks in and stuff. So you're just going to have to use this as a theoretical example for this moment, but you'll see how it's helpful in all situations. If somebody goes to put in a choke, whether it's their right arm or their left arm, when they're on your back, I'm the guy on your back, and I go to put this harness together on one side or the other. Maybe it's not just the harness I'm going for. Maybe it's I'm just going to go right for a choke. Front guy has to know something, so now I'm in front of that person. They have their hooks in, and I'm like not sure where the hand's going to come from, but pretty sure they're on my back. They're thinking about choking me. That's why I'm going to use this sort of bear in the yard concept. And it's this: when an arm comes over, I'm going to see it before it wraps my throat and they start trying to put together a choke. When an arm comes over, I want to look at it, like not take my eyes off of it, because it is the threat. It is the bear in my yard. Look at it, but back away from it. Okay? Now, that's going to help you escape chokes that are coming in, because when their elbow can line up with my chin and they can finish the choke right here. If I turn with the arm coming across, if it goes this way and I look this way, now when they squeeze, it's going to go right on the nastier part of their arm. It's going to go right on my throat, and it's going to finish me faster and more painfully. Okay. If I look instead at the bicep, or even fall away while falling away, looking at the bicep or looking at the armpit of the choking arm, this concept keeps my neck safe. And I actually don't even need to catch their arm. I don't need to do anything except look at it and fall away. Okay? And this is exactly what I'll do. The position I'm falling into, you'll notice, is pretty jiu-jitsu-y looking. And that's on purpose. I still have my mobility because my feet are married to the floor. I've put my head down. I have led with my head. So let's do that a couple times. You probably won't do this on asphalt for practice, but if you have hopefully carpeting or some mats or something soft, then, or even your bed, you're good. So imagine that they have their hooks in, but no choke yet. And then the arm comes in. Look at it, but back away from it, just like a bear in your yard. Except don't really do this with a bear. Apparently it's the wrong advice for bear situation. Good for chokes. Arm comes in, look at it, fall away. Now, I'm getting my head to the mat as soon in this like scenario as possible. And I'm already almost unchokeable. I just need to get both shoulder blades to the ground. Now I'm unchokeable. They're over here, and they're trying to sink this arm in. The floor is in the way, and I'm telling you, they could lock up a rear naked style grip. It would just be choking the side of my neck. I'm facing them. So now that I've fallen away to the side, I'm safe from the choke. It's a no arms defense to a rear naked choke. I'll talk about the escape, but first, just touching on this concept, bear in your yard. All right. I'm forward. I don't know which arm's coming in. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. Maybe they fake me out. I start to go this way. Ooh, and I see this. Look at it, but back away from it. I'm putting my head on the mat and one of my shoulder blades, and then I want to push off my feet and get both shoulder blades on the floor. Okay. Now they can try as hard as they want. When I've got someone's back and I go to put a choke in, but they fall over here, me choking them like this is not going to happen, right? And they get two shoulder blades to the mat and they're facing the ceiling. Which arm are you going to choke them with? This one goes under the back. This one goes across the front, but I could only really apply pressure to the far side of the neck. It's over. It's over. And they didn't use any hands. They just used movement. And that's what we want. Okay. So in Pedro Sauer's association, he calls the concept of falling away from the choke, the finger point concept. I'm calling it bear in your yard. I feel like that helps you remember the two pieces. That's just a name that's like going to help you remember the two pieces. The two pieces are look at it, but back away from it, right? Keep your eyes on the problem, but back away from it, okay? Finger point concept, I'll tell you where the name comes from, but you can forget it immediately if you think it's less memorable or will throw you off. Finger point concept is the arm coming in, just imagine it's pointing, and that's the way you want to fall. But the only problem is I've had a lot of students who think that's the way I want you to look, which is the opposite of the case. I want you to fall this way, but look at it. So, right, bear in your yard for me is like memorable and helps me keep those two very important factors straight, which are look at it and fall away from it, right? And then two shoulder blades, you're unchokeable. You don't even need your hands. You can do other stuff. We'll talk about what other stuff to do now, in fact. Okay. So part two of like super fundamental back escapes. The underside escape. Okay. I want to talk for just a moment about the harness. So the harness comes in. Person puts one hand over my chest, stabs me in the heart. This is good back practice, right? One hand over the top, stabs me in the heart, holds the hilt with the other hand. Okay, that's his harness. Okay. In the front, I'm going to use one hand to hold this with a C grip. I have a C grip going on right here. C grip. And I put my thumb in there. The reason I don't hold it like this is because it's very easy for the person who has the back to strip this hand off if I grab this way. But harder if I get a grip with a C clamp here. Harder to just push this off. They're pushing on my wrist. They're sliding off my knuckles. This way, they can push my thumb and peel it off. So that's good for you to know as someone attacking on the back. This is also something I didn't talk about in the Monday Brain Dump. If I'm attacking someone's back and they hang two hands off like this, just push that off. Just push the thumb off, and you're going to be able to hold your own shoulder and then put together the rest of your choke. Okay, it's bulldozing the thumb. It's like this whole idea of I put in this. They hold on like this, and remember where this thumb is in just one moment. I'm this guy. I'm going to push that thumb off, and I'll be able to get my hand to my shoulder. And on my shoulder, it's going to be very hard to now get out of this choke. It's going to be much easier for me to finish it as the back guy. So that's why I don't hold the choking arm like this, like I'm falling off of a cliff and I'm catching myself like with my two hands like this. I'm holding it like a baseball bat. In fact, I like to get a C grip with this hand too, because our side, our escape from one of the sides uses this little C grip too. So I like two C grips. I'm trying to get it nice and visible. Two C grips. One goes up under the elbow, up under this elbow, here. The other one goes down over this one, and then hold on to it and close your elbows. Okay. Now you're holding on to only the choking arm. This is the arm they have over. I have put this one in. I have put this one in. I'm holding it. Close your elbows. Okay. Now wait, because now we're talking about timing. The timing on the back escape all comes down to whose grips break first. If I hang out like this and they hang out like this forever, no one goes anywhere, and that's better than getting choked, I guess. All right, but that's where we're at. We're in a stalemate right here. Okay. If I let go because I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll push his like hook off, and I start doing something else and I break my grip, well, their arm's gonna shoot up and they're gonna finish that choke. Okay. Or how I threw my shoulder out. Solo drilling. Okay, just did. But I'm holding on to the arm. I'm not gonna be the one to break my grips first. Okay. Very important that they are the ones who from here break their grip. And why would they? Well, when I have someone's back and I have the arm over and I stab them in the chest and the underhand grabs the hilt, one of the things that happens is I'll let go so that I can control like their arm and strip it away so that I can do this, right? But that essentially starts with me letting go and working their wrist. I let go, I swim in, I push their wrist, and then I bring my hand to my shoulder. This is like some basic hand fighting. Some of the first stuff most people are going to do from your back. They're holding on right here, and they start to swim your hand with the underarm so that they can come here. Okay. So that means that they might very well let go first to like kind of deal with your hand and catch it out of the mix. So when you're here, when they let go, their arm's coming through here, and they let go and start trying to push this arm out of the program, that's your time. Your time that you're waiting for. Timing comes down to whose grip breaks first. If it's theirs because they go to wrap the wrist and get rid of it, that's your time. And the perfect time for you to go to the underside. Now, this is if you're choosing. We're talking about somebody sitting up. This is. I'm not going to say it's classroom only, but it's rarer that you're sitting up. But the concepts carry over, which is why we teach from here. We teach from here as opposed to here because the concepts carry over. Okay, so accept this less realistic sort of scenario of being here because the concepts I show you, once you're over here, are going to be even easier. And if you're over here, you're going to have to think about the other escape. Because I'm going to tell you to fall to the underside. So which side is the underside if this is the guy? Right, this is over my shoulder. This is under my armpit, right? And I'm going to go to the underside. So he's on my back here. I'm in front. I've got my grips. I'm probably here. I've got my grips. I'm ready. When his grip breaks, because he's going to wind out and clear my wrist, that's when I do the first concept that we did. I put my head on the ground. I get two shoulders on the ground. I now no longer need to hold his arm. And I can put two hands down here. What are these two C grips holding? Well, his knee, because what this person's going to do who's losing me is going to try to step to mount. So one C goes in the knee. The other one goes on the ankle. Okay? They're here. Their grip opens. I go here, fall to the side, and I'm going to go here. Knee, ankle. Right? Impossible to mount me if I get these lodged in. Okay? And now I'm going to start working my way out. And I'm going to try to push. I'll thread the needle if I can. Push off my feet into a side mount. Drive up on top. One way or the other, whatever that scramble turns into, once you get your two shoulder blades to the mat, you escape the back. And that's the big goal for today. Okay? Back guy is here. Stab me in the chest. Hold the hilt with the underhand. This is under my armpit. Under is the side I'd like to go to. That's the side I can just do my sort of bear in your yard escape. So I'm here. But first, let's talk about timing. Let's talk about defense. Hold, close, tight, and wait. This is go second. They're going to go first. They're going to open their hands to do something. When they open their hands, you fall to the side. That's one shoulder in my head. Two shoulder blades. Now I can worry about the leg. They can try and choke me now, but they're fighting the wrong fight if they do. That's probably unlikely. More likely, they're trying to get any kind of position, and that's what this is for. I'm going to move out to the side, drive in off my legs, and try to get a top side control position. Maybe you will. All right. So that's escaping on the underside, and it's really just that first concept at play with like some extra stuff to keep in mind and timing to keep in mind. Wait for them to open their grip and start trying to clear your wrist. That's when you can go to the underside. And then I fell to the side and I pushed off my feet to get up on top of side mount. So it's the same as the finger point concept, same as the bear in your yard, that first thing I talked about. It all happens on the underside. And if I can talk about for just a second why it happens on the underside. This, if you imagine, well, you don't have to imagine anything. You can see my arms, and you can see that if they are wrapped around a person who is otherwise entirely parallel to me with their shoulders in the same place, that one of their shoulders is clear. I have my arm draped over this shoulder. So like trying to get that shoulder to the ground, it's going to be harder. I'm not saying you can't do this escape on the other side. because sometimes they'll let go and you can actually bring 2 shoulder blades over this one if you fell to this side. But when you fall to this side, look, this is where your shoulders are. There's nothing over your shoulders, nothing, if I reversed it, over your shoulder where you kind of like, it's going to be hard to get over this. So that's why we fall to the underside to get the 2 shoulders down. Underside, 2 shoulders down. Overside. So let's talk about the overside. It's hard with this person in front of me who's parallel, right? It's hard to get the shoulder over this arm because this arm is over the shoulder. It's hard to push yourself north and escape the shoulders, and that's what this is going to solve. The escape on the overside is a duck under, okay? So if you fall to the underside, it's going to be 2 shoulders down. You're going to put your shoulders on the mat. If you fall to the overside, you can start thinking about, you can try 2 shoulders down. I'm telling you it's harder though, because it's moving north is harder. So we're going to do a duck under escape, and that's what this is. This is what that's going to look like. I have somebody on my back. I put my thumb in here, put the other one here, close my elbows, sit tight, and wait, see what they do. If we have already fallen to this side, and maybe this all happens kind of at this angle or at, an extreme angle of having fallen all the way over. I'm going to do it from seated just to show you, but this is a probably harder place even to hit it than down there. So I've got these in here, and this thumb is going to come into play more when I'm doing a duck under, because what I'm going to tell you to do is duck under the arm here, and now you're going to be out of trouble. Okay, but how do we do exactly that? Because that's pretty hard from just here. And I'm going to say again, you can't do it while they're holding on. You're not going to clear that seatbelt. But when you can clear it is when they open their hands and start to do something. That's your moment. Your moment comes when their grip opens. And like I said, you're going to try to clear your head. But, if my head's 10 inches tall or like 30 inches tall, however big your head is, my giant head, then passing this over might be difficult. That may be a long way to go. So we're going to meet my hand halfway. My hand's going to go up a little, but I'm going to bring my head down a little. And I do that using my heels on the floor. And I'm going to scoop myself down and then do it. Okay, now I've got my grips. I'm waiting. The grip breaks, and I decide that I'm going to go out on the overside by clearing this. Look at their face. Their face is over on this side, right? Because they're here. Their chin's over here. So I'm going to look at their face. And the reason I do that is their arm goes across here. If I try to just go this way, it's going to hit me in the chin. That's not good. When I turn my face, it glides smoothly and gently past my profile. Okay, so I'm here. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to use my heels to pull myself down and let it go by my profile. Sliding down so that I don't have to lift as high. I slid down some of the way. Okay, and then pass it over. Now, they look like this. And my head's over here safely. And there's no neck danger at all anymore once I've gotten here. Pass the arm to this side. And the next thing I'm going to do is let go of the wrist. Grab, let go of this. Grab again. Hold that arm to you. So you're holding an arm. I can't demo this on myself, but I can do this. He's going to be the good guy. I'll be the bad guy. Once he clears my elbow and gets me over here, he's going to reach up and hold on with both arms. So now, look, what am I choking? Nothing. Right? This person's gotten my arm cleared from over here to over here. And now I'm choking nothing. In fact, I'm losing position pretty bad at this point. And you can see now that nothing is stopping them from getting 2 shoulder blades to the floor and continuing to fight me from there. Okay? So that's what happens after clearing. That's the kind of situation that we find ourselves in. So the move again is put my hands in, close my elbows, wait. If it's this side we start to go, I'm going to look at them, wait for their grip to break, slide down, pass it over, grip and grip. And now they and their arm are on this side. So I could put my shoulders on the ground and kind of work my way out here. And I could just let go and sit up and put my elbow across their body. And now their knees are here and I have my ribs across their waist. All of their upper bodies behind me. So again, repping this would look like this. Pass, hold, you get yourself back to the ground, and then kind of sit up and bring your arm over them. Now you're sort of in a side mount, like a reverse Kesikatami. So again, from here, these thumbs are in, down, in, up, hold, close, right? And now Look at them. Slide down, pass this over, grab and grab. Drive down, and then sit up. And their upper body's behind me. Okay. I'll do 2 more with you. We're here. This one goes down. This one goes up. Grab, close. Slide down, look up, grab, grab. You can bring it to the ground. Sit yourself up. And they're laying down on their back. Here are their knees probably right here. And I could try even to step over the mount, depending on your ambitiousness. Okay. I'm here, down, up, close. Wait, if we start to go this way, or if we are already there, already here, I can look at them, slide down, pass this over. And you notice I re-grip, hold that to me, so they can't do anything about me bringing my shoulders to the mat. Sit up. Here's their 2 knees right in front of me. I might clear and try to get to a mount from there. Okay. So really simply, so far we only talked about the bear thing. Look at it and fall away, which we put into use in the underside. And then I showed you a basic overside. So it was shoulder blades to the ground on the underside, and it was duck under on the overside. Okay. Something's over, you duck under. Okay, so that's very easy. Let's see. I'm gonna stop there, but I'm gonna help with troubleshooting on one of these issues, one of these escapes. The issue you're gonna run into with a good guy, and we talked about this in the Monday Brain Dump. Actually, Brad took this one. Is that when he puts this in and you go to the underside, right? It should be the case that when he puts this over your shoulder, that he puts his chin right here next to your head. Here's your head. He's got this, right? So on one side of your head is the choking arm. On the other side of your head is my head. If I'm doing a good back control, you can bet I'm putting my big dumb face next to your face, right? And that's how it should be. So again, the head is here, and I'm over, under, and I'm here, but I'm also here. So this may be some insight as to why I do this when I'm the offense guy. The reason is if I am here and we fall this way, well, it's pretty hard to put your shoulder blades on the ground when your head is above my head. Like I'm jutting my head forward and I'm in here so that, maybe with my 2 hooks, but so that it's hard for you to put your head on the ground. I'm under your head. You can't. Okay? And that's just good back offense. When I'm trying to escape, someone's got this in, and I look and I start to go this way. If there's a big old head under my head, I can't get my head to the ground, much less my shoulder blades, right? And that should be the sort of order of operations. Just put your head down and then push off your feet and get 2 shoulder blades down. If my head can never touch the ground. So good back guy stuff. Good back guy stuff prevents me from even getting my head to the ground so that I can escape. I go to put my head on the ground, but there's a head here. There's a big stupid face here. Right here. Boom. Okay. And I can't. So that's where we're going to have just one moment of troubleshooting. And Brad gave an excellent troubleshooting piece of advice here, which is bring your feet up close to your butt, and you're going to bridge yourself north until you can put your head on the ground. Because what happens is when you add weight to your guy who's on the bottom, and I've got my big stupid jutting face here under your head, when you push backwards, what happens is you pin me and my head to the ground, and then your head sort of clears everything, and you're able to find this space. You add all your body weight, and that sort of pins me here on my shoulder, on my head, and your head's going to go from being here, where I was sort of winning and you couldn't get your head to the floor, to you add a bunch of weight, and your head's going to clear my head, and you're going to be able to not only put your head, but also your shoulders on the ground. So the troubleshooting advice was, there's a head under your head. So I'm here, boom. I start to fall this way, but I can't put my head down. There's a head underneath. Then I'm going to do this. Feet close to my butt. Push yourself backwards until you can. Now I'm good, and I'm good to put this here. And then I can drive in, try to get on top of side mount. So it's pretty simple. You're going to bridge back into the guy. I mean, very short answer. Cliff's notes, bridge into the guy. Space will clear over their head, and that's where you can put your head and shoulders. And that's to hit that underside escape, which is our very fundamental escape. Matter of fact, I remember that for my process of learning how to escape the back was pretty much, you don't want to ever be on the overside. So if you get there, switch. That's what they said. They said, somebody's got your back. Boom. I want to go this way, but if they drag me this way, I have to put my feet on the ground and push myself all the way to the other side, and now I can escape. Okay? That's okay advice. That's okay advice. It's okay, but difficult. Very, very difficult to get from the overside to the underside because you want to. So it's hard to do. And it was interesting when it was all we knew. It was interesting in the beginning when the only back escape we knew was over on one side, because we would, of course, try and drag the guy to the other side. I remember that revelation. Oh, he wants to escape over there. I'm going to drag him over here. So I remember as the offense guy, what that was like to find out. And then once we were on the side that was harder to escape, and we only had an escape on that side, it was a matter of how do we get over there. And it was a lesson, but it's not a lesson I'm going to make you all learn the hard way. But it was a lesson because I was over here. I had this like over my shoulder, so it was hard. I couldn't do the escape here, and I had to figure out what do I do to get to that side. And it was a lot of bridging back into the guy, like we kind of troubleshooted on the underside. But that doesn't that's not the only thing you need to get there. I also need to like put my feet out here, but sometimes the guy takes the hook out and he puts it under here. So now I'm shedding hooks and I'm trying to get over to the other side just to turn back in and escape. It was the long road. Suffice it to say, there's an overside escape. And we talked about it here today. So you have that. That's my gift to you is months and months of saved painful effort. Okay. That's the concept. This is the grip. This is the timing. When they let go, that's when I go. And on the overside, we start to fall to this side. I'm going to use my thumb under here, slink down, pass it, and drive into him and get up. So that's the very Cliff's Notes of tonight's lesson. But those are the basics. That's how you can practice them solo, just moving just like I did. You're going to want some place kind of a little bit softer. So if you guys only have hardwood, this won't be you won't be escaping the back in mime. But if you have some mats or something soft, by all means, you can do this. So thank you to those of you that joined me. It's about 7:30 now, so we're going to wrap it up. We're very, very close, like less than 7 days. I can't even believe it after how long it's been from seeing each other. If you guys want, as soon as Monday, you guys can be training. So I really look forward to seeing everybody. Hopefully I've made it clear how to do that, how to be training. I made a sort of a protocols thing you can see for like how to go about the actual training itself. And I put up phases for like how we're going to go from outdoor partners to indoor group, phase 1, 2, 3. So hopefully it's been clear. And if it's not, I'm going to be personally calling everybody to make sure that it's clear for everyone and that we get you guys in. I really miss everyone. And I know that people who had lower attendance in the past are talking about, yeah, I'm 100% going to be there, because all of us have been less active than we'd like. I know almost all of you did the workout of the day every day, but despite that was still only 10 minutes of your day. So everybody's been inactive. I'm hearing from former students who are saying, hey man, this was the coolest exercise I ever did, and now I've been doing none. I want to get back to jiu-jitsu. So we might even see some of those guys again. So it's a good time. We're getting back on the mat. I look forward to seeing you guys. I'm glad that we're seeing some daylight on this situation, and can't wait to socialize with you again, show you some jiu-jitsu, see you do jiu-jitsu, see you improve. It's the thing I love most in life. So can't wait. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye, Facebook. Bye, YouTube. Later, guys.